Starting off with bones are wet. Now, while this is true due to the various fluids they are surrounded by, this is more of a joke than a crazy fact about the body. However, people tend to say the phrase, your bones are wet, as it tends to make people feel uncomfortable, as we often think of bones as being dry, hence the word bone dry. It feels kind of weird to think of the bones inside your body as being lathered and slippery. Moving on to a connection you wouldn't suspect. You know what blushing is? That warm, fuzzy feeling that makes your cheeks go red maybe when someone compliments you or you are speaking to someone you like. Well, when this happens, the lining of your stomach also blushes. This is because your body's sympathetic nervous system response activates, which releases adrenaline and increases blood flow to different parts of the body, including the lining of your stomach. Meaning, if you blush, your tummy is also blushing. The third layer is random vitiligo. This is vitiligo, a beautiful skin condition where pale white patches develop on the skin due to the loss of melanin, which is the pigment that gives your skin color. Many people believe you can only be born with it or inherit it, but you can actually develop it at any age. It typically would happen before age 20 as your body's immune system destroys melanocytes which produce melanin. Globally, about 1% of the population has vitiligo. It is a very beautiful condition and can occur even if you don't expect it. Now we move on to darker facts. Immune privilege. Most people don't realize it, but your immune system is a little overprotective. If it sees something unfamiliar, it doesn't ask questions, it destroys. And that includes your own body. That's why certain places, like your eyes and brain, are considered immune privileged. They are sealed off from regular immune access. Because if your immune system got in, it might mistake those delicate, unique tissues for invaders. Your eye, for example, is packed with proteins your immune system rarely sees. So if it ever did, it could launch a full attack. The result? Swelling, blindness, permanent damage. So instead, your body locks the immune system out and handles threats locally. At layer 5 is poop cardiac arrest. This is an interesting name for sure, so let me explain. You would probably never expect this, but you can get in some serious trouble from pooping. It sounds like a bad joke, but it's real. When you strain too hard, like during a difficult bowel movement, you can set off a trigger that can cause a sudden drop in heart rate and blood pressure, which can result in fainting or even worse, cardiac arrest. For most people, it's harmless, but those with heart issues or other underlying health problems, there is a bigger risk. So don't let this scare you, but it's better to be aware. Dropping down, we find teeth and tumors. Sounds like body horror fiction, but it's real. There's a type of tumor called a teratoma, and it's one of the strangest things the human body can grow is here. They can grow teeth. There have been documented cases of teeth growing inside places like the brain, lungs, and even behind the eye. In some cases, the teeth are perfectly developed. Fortunately, teratomas tumors are usually surgically removable, so once you get rid of it, you will be back to only having the teeth in your mouth. But until they're found, they just sit there, buried deep where it doesn't belong. Dropping deeper, we reach the danger triangle of the face, a zone that runs from the corners of your mouth to the bridge of your nose, forming a triangle across the center. Seems simple, but this area is directly connected to veins that drain into the cavernous sinus, a part of your brain's venous system. That means if you pop a pimple here, especially one that's infected, bacteria can bypass your immune defenses and travel straight to your brain. In rare, serious cases, this can cause cavernous sinus thrombosis, a life-threatening condition involving blood clots, swelling, and even brain damage. Something as harmless as squeezing a zit could spiral into something much worse. It's not common, but it's why doctors always warn, don't mess with spots in the triangle. Finally, we come to locked-in syndrome, one of the most terrifying medical conditions. In this state, you're fully conscious, aware of everything around you, but completely paralyzed. You can't move your limbs, can't speak, can't even blink in some cases. The most common cause is a stroke or trauma to the brainstem, specifically the pons, which disrupts nearly all motor function while leaving cognitive function untouched. You're trapped inside your own body, unable to signal you're still in there. Some patients can communicate only by moving their eyes or blinking, spelling out words one letter at a time. It's like being buried alive, not in the ground, but in your own flesh. The mind is intact. The prison is the body. Really scary, so I pray this doesn't happen to anybody.